Hey y'all, I'm going to show you how to use Canva to make infographics. I do have the free version, so those with Pro have a lot more features than me. I'm going to start to share my screen. All right, so let's go ahead and go into Canva, and you'll see a home page. You're going to go and search infographic, type that into the search bar, and it's going to pull up a bunch of templates that you can use. So you don't have to use a template. You can create one that's of your own design, completely blank. It looks like this. It's loading. Completely empty. And so what you'll do is use these functions to create something. And so you have your elements. And those are, you can see what you recently used, some lines, some shapes. So if I want to put a square in there, I can. Graphics. This, if you have Pro, you can put your brand like George Mason. You can upload some stuff of media. It's pictures of me. I don't want you to see that. Some different types of text and designs. You can draw what you would like using highlighter, pen, and previous projects. So let's say you have a previous picture you want to embed in there. You can also do that. And when I say previous picture, not one that you can necessarily upload, but a like document. So you see like my resume is here. I can then embed that into the infographic if I want. And then regular videos and photos, and then other apps to work with Canva. So we're going to go back into the search bar because we are going to use a template. And so again, we're going to search infographic. And you're going to have a bunch of these options, so many options. And I decided to use this template right here. And so now we're going to skip to that one. And so timeline design process. Just standard, you have a computer, understand, define, ideate, all that stuff. So we're going to manipulate this design to create a infographic on how to apply to the PhD sociology program at George Mason. And so what I designed looks like this: your journey towards a PhD, sociology. I describe what it is, pulling exactly from the website, the requirements, how to apply, meet a student or alum, and then questions. So let's go through how to do that. So the first thing I want to do is to change the background. So right on the upper left-hand corner, you see this little color bar. Go ahead and select that. And then there's these options right here. If you have the Pro version, you can match any color to any other color that you may have. So let's say you have a photo and you want that particular color, you can do that. Or if you have the code to that color, you can add that in. I do not have Pro, so I'm going to use the preset of the gradient, and I'm going to select, and excuse me, I'm going to select this. I think that's what I used before. Yes. And I did it individually. If you just select the whole thing, you actually don't have to do that. I just had, so great. And so I do want it to be different up here. Whoops. And so I'm going to make sure this part is white. Okay, great. And so I don't want a computer. I want the logo. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull it from the internet and just do PhD, sociology, GMU. Going to click it. Now you can do images. I'm just going to grab it with the screenshot because I like that one. And I'm going to just pull it like so. I'm going to delete this. I'm going to select it and press delete. Select this section again and just paste it. And now it's down here. Now you can either use the arrow up to move it. You see that I'm moving it, or just grab it and move it up here. but now it's white with a really weird gray background. Don't worry, we can change it so that it matches up. So now we're selecting that section again, the top banner, and it's going to show you photo colors. Go ahead and select the gray. So now it matches up. Cool, right? And so I don't want it to say timeline design process. I just want to use this font right here. It's really nice. It's really clean. So I'm going to delete. I just deleted design process. And you can do delete on your keyboard or that symbol, the trash can symbol. So I'm going to move timeline down, and I'm going to move this photo to the center. I'm going to stretch it out to make it bigger. Just to, yeah, that looks nice. I don't want anything cut off. I think that's cute. And now I think it's a little low. So I'm doing arrow up right now and just moving it up. You can use your clicker to move it up, but I can never like do it straight. My hand's too wobbly. So I just like to do arrow up. So it's always lined up to what it was previously. So now I'm going to select timeline and do your journey towards a PhD. Okay. That I grabbed it and moved it up. And so I'm going to make this large, make that what, 27. And again, I'm going to stretch it out. And I think that looks okay. That matches up. I had it at 30, so I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Okay, nice. So now let's go ahead and change this part. I don't think we need the numbers, so we'll get rid of the numbers, and then we'll go ahead and replace this text with what we want. So you can delete these numbers and any part of this in several ways. You can select it like this, do the delete on your keyboard, or you can see the trash after you click it, trash icon, do it that way. Or you can go to your left panel. You're going to see draw. Again, draw. Then up to the left, you'll see position, up to the left position, and you'll see a list of all the different elements. And you can select one and delete as well. I did the delete, and you can also select it, and again, the trash icon, whatever you would like. If it's easier to visualize it as a list, you can do it that way. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete all the numbers. 4, delete, 3, delete, 5, bye, 2, gone. So those are all of them. Cool. So going back now, whoops. I want to make sure it's back to the clicker and not on the pen, because when I clicked that, it was on the pen and I don't want it making stuff. So just make sure you're back at the clicker. And again, that's on the draw and that's on the clicker. All right, so now let's change understand to say sociology. Now, all of this, I have not changed the font. It is the original font style. I'm just changing the size and the color. So double click it. So now it's all highlighted and I'm writing sociology. Highlighting it, making this big. Let's see, I think I made it 44. Oops, I did it. Look at that. Memory, 44. And I want this to be black. So right next to it to the right, A with the color bar, text color, go ahead and change it to black. Now these colors may be different that follow, but you'll always see black and white. Those are kind of like often colors that I use or have recently used. I'm going to go ahead and stretch it out. and I'm going to move it using my arrow up. Or you can do it manually. And now I'm going to double click and highlight this text right here. I'm going to go over to the home page now to overview. I'm just going to copy and paste exactly what this says up until right here. Now back to this, Control V. I just pasted it. Or you can select it all, right click, paste. I'm going to stretch it out. And it's up to you if you want to bold it or not. It's also up to you if you want it, what alignment that you want. If you want it centered, to the right, middle, left. I like it centered. And I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. I'll make it to 14.7. Excuse me. All right, so now let's change define to requirements. So double clicking. Stretching it out. And then we said that was 44.8. And I'm doing it like click, 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 click. You can just go in and type it in, 44.8. And then I highlighted it and I'm going to change the color, A with the color bar underneath, click the black, and that's it. And now I'm highlighting what's underneath, going over to degree requirements. And what I wrote at the bottom one, I did change it a bit. I said a total of 72 credit hours are required. And just for the sake of time, it's going to copy what I wrote down here and then put it up there. But you would normally, wherever you want to put the text at. So highlighting it all, you can either right click, paste, or Control V, which I just did. So now I feel like there's a really weird gap between the 72 hours required and then students who enter. I don't like the way that looks. So if you don't like the way that looks, you can go ahead and select it. And now on the upper bar, where you see all the functions like the size, the color, you'll see towards the end of that position. Go ahead and select that. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. Not position, go over where you see alignment, bullet points, and then where it has the spacing, that's what you want to select. Go ahead and select spacing. And then where it says line spacing, this lets you determine how spaced out you want it. So I just want it just a little bit closer. And that's it. Okay, so the next one is apply. Apply, and this is automatically uppercase, so I'm not making it uppercase myself. So again, 44.8. Making it black. And I did not move this over and I did not make it bigger. So that was 14.7. Great. This is really weird little corner here. So we'll figure that out soon. So again, I'm just going to copy and paste what I did earlier. And now we're going to do 14. Right? It's a little weird. Now it's getting cut off. So we can move it over. Right? We can try and make it smaller. Right? You can change the position. which that helps a lot. We can also, it's going to be a little tedious, change the shape of the road, which I don't recommend unless you really want it to look a certain way. I will just modify this. Okay, so I'm just moving it over just a tad, as well as the apply. And again, I like to do the arrows. Same thing with this, move this over just a little bit. All right, we're almost done. We're going to do meet a student or alum, because that's the next part of the page. So replace prototype with meet a student or alum. 44.8. Black. I'm going to stretch it out. And now we're going to change the text. And again, I'm just going to copy what I already wrote down there. I'm going to paste it. 14, stretch it out. And now we have consistently done centered. So I'll make this centered. And if we decide later to make it bigger, it looks better, let's do that. So last part, questions. Just copy and pasting it from below. Oops. Making it black. 44.8. I don't know if you saw, I didn't actually highlight it for the size. I just selected the box. You can also do that. If you want to change the size, you can just do the box itself. But I like to highlight it. Okay. Now here's another one. The spacing's kind of weird. Oops. And I want to go ahead and fix that. So again, looking for the lines and the double arrows where it says line spacing. I'm just going to make that a little bit tighter. Also want to bring this down. And I feel like this can actually be a little bit bigger since it's really important. And centering it, making it a little bit bigger. And moving it up. Okay, maybe we even bold it. Let's do that. Selecting it all and bolding it. So last thing I want to do is to change these icons. I want to change the order and I want to change the color. So the way I do it is I cut them, copy and paste them, and then afterwards I change the color. There may be a different way you would like to do it, but I'm going to show you my preferred way. So I like the way the eye looks. That's cute. So I'm going to go ahead and change that color. So all I did was select it as is. Next to shape, you'll just see the original color. I'm going to select that and I want to use that yellow. I like that. Now let's say you actually wanted to change the eye color itself. Just make sure that you see the small box selected and you can change it to, let's say, blue. Now, the next one, I want it to be, let's see, I want that to be, that was the pin. I want that to be like a baby blue. And I'm going to move it later. I just want to do the colors right now. So I'm going to do a baby blue. For the light bulb, I wanted a darker blue, purplish. For the gears, a green. And then for the check, I left it as is. And so the order that I felt made sense was like, oh my goodness, think about it. The eye, And then what are the requirements? The gear. And then I should apply the pen. And then I should meet a student, the light bulb. And then got it. I got some questions. And so that's why I like this order. So now we're going to change it to match that. So we have the I, great, perfect position. Now we're going to change this. I'm going to select the outside. I'm going to select shift and select the middle. If you don't do that, it's only going to move the outside box and the middle is going to stay. So again, to move everything, select the outside box, go ahead and select shift, still holding shift, select the middle box. And now you can either do the arrows, move it over, or move it all over together. I'm just going to put this to the side. So same thing with the light bulb. I'm going to select the outside, shift, select the inside, and moving it over to the side. The gear also needs to move. I'm going to select the outside, shift, still holding it down, select the inside box, and moving it over. Now we can rearrange. I'm going to now move the gear. It's still selected. Go ahead and put it right in there. And this is why I like to use the arrow, because I am not good at centering, but that's all right for now. And the next one was the pen, outside, shift, inside, moving it here. Now, do you notice it's to the back? So now we need to bring this forward. Let's see how we can do that. I'm just going to cut this. I'm going to try it again. So all I did, because it was to the back, I just cut it and then I pasted it on top. And now the last one is the light bulb, outside, shift, inside, and you can move it like so. And if I see a little bit of that outside, yeah, I don't like that again, cut it and then paste it. All right, I think we're done. That's cute, right? So we have the logo, your journey towards a PhD, sociology, the PhD program, sociology, focus on Lincoln, requirements, a total of 72 credit hours are required. Apply, please refer to the university catalog, meet a student or alum. Actually, I want to send me that. Great. Please check out our website. Questions, please contact us. If you want to make this bigger, fine. And so, great, we got it. Fantastic. Now let's save it. On the upper panel to the right, you're going to see share. Share. Select that, and you have all these options. You can just email it to folks. So when you do that, you have an option that they just see it or they can collaborate. You can also send it in different ways. So again, view only, present and record, present template link, excuse me. And so you can share it on social media, print it, and there's like a lot more things you can do with it, like Facebook, social media, all that jazz. So we're just going to look at download. Download, select that. So you have these options as JPEG, PNG, PDF standard, PDF print. I don't have that option because it's Pro, MP4 video, and a GIF. And a GIF is like when it moves. So I'm going to do JPEG. And I'm going to leave the size as it is. And the quality, I don't have that function. And then here's the thing that sometimes trips me up about Canva is that it automatically will download both pages. So it's important that you select this. So go down where it says select pages, uncheck all pages, and then select the page that you want. Unless you want all of them together, that's fine. But if you don't, again, go down to select pages, uncheck all pages, and then select the exact page that you want. And we want to do one, done, download. And now the name is going to be what you wrote up there. Complete it. And now you can save it wherever you want. Save, and let's see what it looks like. Nice. So I see now this wasn't exactly lined up. And so that's a good thing about downloading it as you go. You can realize, okay, I actually don't like that. And so I'm sorry for my cat. So I'm just going to move that over just a little bit. Excuse me, sir. I'm filming. Excuse me, sir. Thank you. All right. And so now it would be a little bit better. So I'm going to download this again. Okay. Oh, I did PDF, but that's okay. And so now it looks like this, much better. I hope this helped. I hope this was useful. If you have any more questions, please let me know. Bye.